Now everyone, after you have studied the blueprint subject, in this video you are going to continue the second session with another subject, which is a speaking tutor lesson. So after you have learned a lot about the topic, which is the scientifics behind the earthquakes, now let's move on to the unit 4, which is about the review. As you already learned about the speaking structure of our lesson, which is about the cause and effects. So in this video, we will look at the tips and strategies in order to give a good presentations. So from this video, you are going to learn some techniques about how to prepare a presentations and how can you develop your presentations. So let's start with pre-activities before you do presentations. What to prepare? Generally, when you are given a topic to do a presentation, you have time. You have a lot of time. Let's say a week or two to prepare. So during that time, what you need to do is here. First, you need to understand the topic of your presentation, because there are many different type of topics. So to understand the topic will help you to present your speech better, and it's easy for you to create the outlines, to prepare the information. Let's say the topic on how to play football. So this type of topics, you are going to talk about the process. So it's something related to the process. It's something related to the order, or who is your favorite teacher. So the topic like this is about the reasons. So you need to express the reason, give example, give supporting detail. To understand the topic is very important for your preparations. So after you really understand the type of topics, whether it is about the cause and effects, whether it is about the process, about opinions, about the summary. Now, the other stage, which is the organize the important idea. So what can help you to speak better if you know nothing about the topic? Sure, you need to get more information about the topic. When you talk about the quality of a good friend, what is the quality of a good friend? You need to read, and then you need to organize those ideas into a structural ways, which is the outline preparations. And during your presentation, you will need some help. For example, a picture or a note. So in this video, you will learn all of those strategies. So so the topic of your presentation, as I said, there are many different types. To understand the topic will help you create a better outlines and adjust your way of doing a presentation. As you already know, when we talk about the topic related to process, it will be different from the topic that are about the reason or opinions. And when we talk about the topic of the summary, let's say your favorite books, your favorite movies, your favorite holiday, all of these related to the summary. You need to give a short informations about those important things. So you need to prepare, or the lesson that you have learned, which is about cause and effect. So the first step in order to start your presentation, understand the type of topic presentations. And when you totally understand, which is the second stage, which is to brainstorm your idea, because you know the topics, and when you have no idea about the topics, you cannot deliver a good speech. So it is a good way to start thinking about the idea. What do you have to talk about the topics? So as you already learned from the writing skill about the brainstorming, we have 3 strategy, right? So the first one is listing. Okay, you can list information down in the speaking as well. or you can write your whole script of the presentation, what you are about to speak, and then write it down. It is also a good strategy. Last but not least, draw a mind map as if you have done in the writings class. So mind map, the benefit of mind mappings will give you the idea of connections between one's points to another, and it will give you the flow of your presentations a lot. So as you can see, the benefit of brainstorming, it not apply only to the writing skill, but it also applies to the speaking skill as well. So when you get all your informations, when you organize it, which is to create the outline, now let's move on to during your presentation. Because in the middle of your presentations, there are a lot of things can happen. You may forget, or you might lose the structure of your speech. So what can help you during this time? Which is a visual aid, right? Visual aid refer to some things that you can look at and get the idea immediately from the topics. As you already experienced a presentation, you are not supposed to stand in front of the people and read the whole thing, but you need to speak. But to speak better, you need to have something to help you speak. So the first one, you need to create a note. It doesn't mean note as everything, you write everything down. No, you just note down the important informations about your presentations. And when you do a presentation, you just look at the notes and you already know, okay, this information I have talked already. Oh, this one I have not yet talked about. So you can remind yourself with an important point by using a note. Another way is to prepare a whole script presentation, and this one is not recommended because if you lost in the middle of your presentation, you will struggling a lot to find where your speak is. So I'm not recommend you to write down your script at all. Last strategy, which is to use a picture. So as you can see here is the mind mapping strategies. This one look a little bit complicated, but for sure, if you do it yourself, you will understand the information here. So let's look at the topic. So the topic is about the population and the planets. The problem is when the populations increase, when there are a lot of people, as you can see, the impact on the planet. There are pollutions, there are deforestations, there are climate crisis, there are the loss of biodiversity, which is a topic about environment. But just to give you the idea of how mind mapping is and how you can use these type of informations to help you during your presentation. You can look at this picture and understand the whole point of the topics, which is about population and planet. So imagine if you are doing a presentations about your best friend. You can do or you can draw like this. So it will help you a lot in delivering your speech. Now everyone, I hope that these three methods of visual aid will help you to deliver a good presentations. Actually, in the presentations, as you have learned from the very beginner level, we have introduction, we have the main point, and we have the conclusion, which is very general. It's very basic and everyone know it. But the problem is when you already prepare your presentations, you know, okay, I have visual aid, I have the picture, I have note, and immediately when you go to do a presentation, how you feel? Nervous. You feel very different from your preparations. So to help you with all of this, you need some tip in order to deliver a good presentation. So the tip that I would like to share based on my own experience, there are this tip. So the first one, you need to fully understand about your topics. you need to understand what you are talking about. If you are talking about the cause and effects of the rain, you clearly understand all of the informations there. When you talk about your favorite people or your favorite teacher, you have to clearly understand about the quality of people. When you talk about any particular topic, make sure you fully understand about what you are talking about. If you read it, read to understand the whole points. The second tip is to be well prepared. When you go to speech, you have information, you have visual aid to help you deliver your speech. You read a lot, you listen a lot to what you are about to present to another person, which is well prepared. It will boost your confidence. Last but not least, be relaxed. You go to speak, you go to share. Don't be very nervous, don't take it very seriously. Just relax and share what you have read, what you have listened, because presentation is about sharing. So just relax and speak. Another strategy is your voice. So when you speak very clear and loud enough that everyone in the room can hear you, people will listen to you. But if you cannot make your voice clear enough or loud enough, it's very difficult for other persons to listen to your presentations. And the other strategy is the pace of your speech, which is the speed. Make sure you speak in a very reasonable pace. Sometimes you speak a little bit fast, sometimes you speak a little bit slow based on the point. When you want to emphasize, when you speak something important, make sure you speak it clearly and slowly. All right. The last point for my part, which is intonation. When we are talk about the pace of your speech, we talk about the speed of your speech. But when we talk about the sound, we call intonation. Sometimes you speak very loud, sometimes you speak not very loud at all, which show the feeling. If you speak in the normal sound for the whole of your speech, there is no emotions, there is no excitement, there is nothing important, your presentation is not very interested as well. So speech in a different intonation. You can raise your voice up, you can lower your voice based on the point that you present to your audience. So everyone, these are the tips that I experience and find it helpful for my own benefit. So if you find any of this tip very helpful, you can practice this to improve your presentation skill. So everyone, seem like now we already comes to the end of our second session for today. Now it's time to say goodbye and have a nice day everyone. And my last message is to keep on improving yourself. So now everyone, have a good day, goodbye.